How many pensioners will not survive this winter? Hello everybody, and welcome to another video. Well, Starmer has got through his winter fuel cuts vote through last night. He won, even though there was some Labour MPs who didn't vote, voted against it. He got his way, and it looks like there's going to be some, well, mostly all of pensioners, they won't get through this winter. It looks like they're going to have to freeze. They won't be able to have any heating on, and especially if we have a cold winter. But it still won't make anything any better if we have a mild winter. But especially if we have a cold winter, then they won't be able to have the heating on at all. This is what you get for voting for Starmer. The voters were warned what they was going to get if you voted Labour in, and this is what has happened. Of course, Starmer doesn't care one bit. He doesn't care. He's thick-skinned, and he's not going to be bothered. And of course, we had also saw that some Labour MPs were fist bumping one another, successfully winning the vote. I mean, shame on them for voting for this. How would they like it if their parents or old age parents, and they had to rely on the winter fuel allowance and they had it stopped? It'd be a total different story then, wouldn't it? They would complain. They would be complaining about it. But I'm afraid that this is Starmer's poll tax moment. This is going to finish him as Prime Minister, because he's just making everybody angry. Everybody in the country is angry with him. I mean, they've only been in government 2 months, and already things are going wrong. It's all right for these MPs who voted for this. They're going to keep warm this winter. There's no problem with them being cold, having to have no heating on. They're going to be nice and warm. They'll be nice and warm, and they'll be quite happy with that. They won't bat an eyelid about the old age pensioners who cannot have the heating on because they can't afford to burn the heating and afford to pay the bills, which will be arriving next year. But I'm afraid to say that these MPs who voted for this are going to be named and shamed. They ought to be named and shamed, and I think they're going to regret doing this, because these MPs who voted for this, I don't think they've got big majorities. They haven't got big majorities, so they might find themselves losing their seats at the next election. So, like they keep saying, the old age pensions never forget and they'll never forgive. And they will remember this for when they have the next election, and when it's voting again, vote in the next election. Like I said, some of these MPs are going to lose their seats. And I think Starmer hasn't got a big majority either. I think he's got 11,000 majority, so he's going to we'll be a bit nervous when the next election arrives, and yes, they won't forget this. Starmer never said anything about this when in the election campaign, did he? About this, what he was going to do. He kept it quiet. In other words, he conned everybody into voting for him, and everybody did. But now we've all found out what this Labour government is going to be like. It looks like they're going to be nasty. I mean, they used to call the Tories the nasty party, but it looks like it's Labour who are going to be the nasty party. And of course, we've got the budget coming up next month. I wonder what's going to be in that. There'll be some rather nasty things in that next month's budget. I wouldn't be surprised if fuel duty is not, the freeze on fuel duty at the moment, that'll be scrapped. So the motorists will be having to pay a lot more for their fuel when they fill their cars up when they go to work. And of course it means more revenue for the Treasury. And Rachel Reeves, who's the Chancellor, she'll be very pleased about more revenue arriving, because it looks like the working class people of this country are going to be taxed. And they're going to have to pay a lot of tax. It makes you wonder what's next in the budget, what's going to be in the budget. So we shall see next month when the budget is, but I'm afraid Starmer is going to regret this. He's going to regret this scrapping the winter fuel, and also if the freeze on fuel duty is removed, is the motorists, they're not going to like this. Motorists who rely on their cars to get them to work, and also the van drivers who have got businesses of their own and they rely on the fuel as well. So all the motorists are going to be very angry with Starmer. But anyway, that's the end of this video. Mr. Politics here signing off, and remember, don't believe the lies.